Well, it's over. We've had a change of control in the country. Yes, we have. I'm John Zidar. This is On Top and Hot, and this is Wednesday, November 6th. November 5th was our election day. We've got a new president in office, Trump. He's back. And things could be a little different this time because last time he got interrupted by COVID. He got to do what he wanted for 2 years, and in the next 2 years, he just had to do what he had to do. Now he's back in office, and I think things are going to be strong on the market. At least if today was any token sign, the market was jumping and bumping today, folks. There was a lot of activity out there. Now, even though I'm a day trader trading penny stocks under $5, I'm trading with Pennybois every single day from 9:30 to 4 o'clock with anybody that shows up. Team members from Discord, the general public like yourself. You can come on in. It's free. That's why we have the page. We are an educational Discord helping people learn how to trade. So we have a free members page where you can trade with us for free, see what we're doing, see what sort of people we are. There's a link down below. It says this is the Pennybois link. Come on into Discord. If you don't have a Discord account yet, not too hard to get one. Give them an email, choose a password, choose a user name, and you're in. Go to the free members page and you're going to find me there, the Stocks Wizard, and we are actively trading in there. Say hello. I would love to meet you. Well, in these videos, I used to share a lot of hot penny stocks with you because I was trading every day and I had time to do that. Well, now I've got more responsibilities. But I don't want to just do one a week, which is what it seems like we're down to. So today what I want to do is share a few hot penny stocks with you. When I'm over there at Pennybois, we're looking for stocks running all day. We're playing stocks. I'm always looking for more stocks. And while I'm looking, I'm finding a lot of stocks that are set up for swings, set up to run tomorrow or a few days, but that doesn't fit our criteria for what we're doing over at Free Members page. We're taking money today. We're taking money in 5 to 20 minutes because we're scalping. We're finding probable moves. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, stop on in. We'll help you make some money and we'll show you what we're doing. But while I'm doing this search, I'm finding all kinds of other stocks that just isn't right to share with them. But by golly, I don't want to waste them. So what I want to do today is share a few hot penny stocks with you. But we're going to gloss over the information because we are trading these quickly, so we don't need to know everything about them. So follow behind me with your own due diligence if you want to know more. I'm going to tag on to what I think is important. So let's see what I've got for us. First one we're going to take a look at is BITF, and as you can see, we're over here at the OTCmarkets.com website. This site sounds like it's only for OTC stocks. It's for every stock on the market. I mean all of them. NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange, warrants, rights, preferred stock if they happen to be out there. I mean, they sell it. If it's on the market, you can find it here. Now, that doesn't mean it's perfect and they have all the information. What site does. But it's a great place to start. I start all my initial research right here. So we're looking at a cryptocurrency company. I could have grabbed up a whole bunch of these because crypto was running today, folks. Coin. We looked at it today. I don't know if anybody actually traded it, but boy, they should have. Coin was like at $190 yesterday. Last time I saw it was at $253. Over a $60 run just today. And I seen a lot of crypto companies that were moving today. And I found one I want to share with you because it's got a nice chart and it's got some catalysts. BITF is Bitfarms. She is a Canadian company. She finished today at $2.13.50, and she was up 18% today. Now, this is a hot penny stock on the major exchange where you don't have to worry about paying for any of your transactions. You get to trade it pre-market, after-market. You're trading in a market that has a lot more volume and a lot more money than your OTC. And they've got a lot more rules, which keeps these companies honest, which, let's face it, that's good for us. So what did I learn about this company? Well, first, what it is exactly that they do? Well, they were founded in 2017. They are a global, vertically integrated Bitcoin data center company that contributes its computational power to one or more mining pools from which it receives payment in Bitcoin. Bitfarm develops, owns and operates vertically integrated mining facilities. Vertically integrated means they control it from start to finish, every aspect of the business. Bitfarms currently has 12 operating Bitcoin data centers and 2 are under development, as well as hosting agreements with 2 data centers in 4 countries. How do you have 2 data centers? Well, I guess that, yeah, it's a data center. So they are in Canada, the United States, Paraguay, and Argentina. Now, this is a piece of news that came out here October 31st. This is the big piece that I could find. Bitfarm enters into a second 10,000 miner hosting agreement with Stronghold Digital Mining. The first one was also 10,000 miner hosting agreement. So they've got 20,000 miners they are deploying across 2 sites. That's a lot of miners, folks, 20,000 of them. So what was the relative volume around this company today? About double. A little more than double, actually, going from 23 million up to 55 million shares today. Share structure, I don't have any clue what the float is. Outstanding is 452 million. Now we know the float can't be any higher than that, and chances are it could be considerably less when you subtract whatever the insiders own. Market cap, we're just under $1 billion at $842 million. Financials for the company. Well, they've been growing year over year. Don't forget those 3 zeros. We're talking about millions down here. 34 million 4 years ago, and at 146 million at the end of 2023. But what happened here? They went from 2.8 million profit to minus 21 million at the end of 2023. This is all over the place down here. More due diligence required. We got nothing on the quarterly, and I'm not diving into the balance sheet because that's not necessary for day trading. We got anything over here? We do have a 6K. I just got done reading that to you. That's what that was. So they have got 20,000 new miner host agreements, 2 of them. 10,000 and 10,000 with the company. But it really isn't about the catalyst. It isn't about the fundamentals. To me, it's about the hot chart. If I can find a hot chart that looks like it's ready to run, that's got volume coming in, that's got crossovers on the chart, when I see the green lights, it really doesn't matter where I am. I can drive through it. So all of this is good to know. Nice to know there's something in the background, but it is all about the chart. Let's go take a look at the chart. Taking a look now at ticker BITF, Bitfarms. We're over here at my free trading platform, Thinkorswim. Got it opened up to a 1-day, 1-year chart so we can get an overall feel for where the stock's going and get our 52-week high and low here. We got a 52-week low back in November of last year, about $1. Then we hit a 52-week high at the end of February of just under $4, $3.91. And as you can see, she has been in a downtrend all this time. And volume has been pretty consistent. Now coming down to that 4-hour, 6-month view, we've got a high of 409 and a low of $1.52, and she's been in a downtrend here. What caught my attention were all the crossovers down in our technicals right now as she is breaking out. She has hit a low here, and she has come up through everything, and she is up over her 200 right now, and she's pushing. She's at 213 up here. She could come back down, but what's catching my attention is here. My PPO is just about ready to cross over. My MACD is just about ready to cross the signal line, that floor. And my RSI is just now approaching the overbought. All of these things are telling me that power is about ready to step in. Look at the volume. We had lots of good, strong volume today. So I'm liking the setup on the 4-hour chart. When we look at our 1-hour chart, it's looking just as good. Everything came down to that low. She bounced up through all of the MAs, right through the 200. Didn't even slow down, didn't have to fight to get through, floating on that 9-day. And here come all of our other MAs. The 200 haul, which you don't have on your charts most likely. This is a friendly 200. It's got as much authority as this bully 200 MA up here, which don't give a hoot about anybody or anything. The 200 haul cares about the price. It takes the current price into consideration, and you will see that when this turns blue, when it's underneath the price, it puts up a lot of energy and the price starts to climb. All of our MAs are climbing right now. As I said, volume is strong today, and all of our oscillators down here are hot. Our overbought has been in the overbought the entire day. We have been over 70 the entire day. Dropping down to that 5-day, 15-minute high 5 days ago, 229. We hit a low 3 days ago of $1.71. She was riding up on this 200, came rolling down. See the biorhythm, the nice gentle rolls. Well, we're on an uphill right now, and all of our MAs have just crossed over the 200. These are golden crosses. Whenever a smaller MA crosses a bigger MA, it's a power move. It's like the little guy wrestling, getting on top of the big guy. Whoa, power move. Everything is climbing here, riding on the 9-day, right? Bouncing off the 20. This is her floor. This is her jump zone. She's jumping on that, floating on the 9 as she's jumping, landing on her floor of the 20. This is great. That's a light price. She doesn't need a lot of support. She's got it underneath. Everything is climbing with her. Our 200's climbing. Volume has been strong. Oscillators are a little cool right now, but if you ask me, it looks like she's coming down for a bounce right now. I would expect that. That's what she's been doing. And on the long chart, she looks like she's ready to break out with a lot of power. So I'd be putting BITF on my watch list. Cryptocurrency is hot. The chart's got a hot setup. What more do we need to get it on our watch list? All right, let's go take a look at another hot penny stock. Next company we're taking a look at is Clean Energy Technologies, ticker CETY. And we're looking at this company for the exact same reason we were looking at BITF. Because I like the chart. The chart's got heat, folks. It looks to me like it's ready to run tomorrow or the next day. I only run over here looking for wood to throw on the fire. I go through the filings and the press releases back 30 days. I'm looking for anything that still has substance in it. Any piece of wood on a fire can make it burn brighter and hotter. So I'm looking for anything. But lucky us, CETY had news come out today. Big news. Very well timed. So CETY, she finished today at about 91.5 cents, and she was up almost 14% today. Now this is another hot penny stock on the NASDAQ. So what is this California company all about? Well, I'm going to bypass this description and dive right into the most recent piece of news, so we'll just let it all flow together. Clean Energy Technologies is a clean energy manufacturing and service company offering eco-friendly green energy solutions, clean energy fuels, and alternative electric power for both small and mid-sized projects in North America, Europe, and Asia. Right into the news now. The company plans to expand into cryptocurrency mining, which is hot, especially now since Trump has taken office. Everything was churning and burning in crypto today. I think last time I looked, Bitcoin was at $73,000. So yes, cryptocurrency mining is hot, and artificial intelligence data centers. Well, you know artificial intelligence is hot. So we've got two hot sectors here the company's just entered into by signing a memorandum of understanding with True North Computation Inc., a premier Bitcoin mining company. But when we look at the news, that's not the only deal they've had here in the last 30 days. The company signed a memorandum of understanding with Exergy International to promote ORC heat recovery solutions across the Americas. Now, I have no idea what that's about. I honestly didn't dive into the news press, and we're not either. I'm not going to make this a 45-minute video, so I'm going to save that for you. Point is, we've got two deals that they're involved in here, and cryptocurrency and artificial intelligence are hot. So, what was the relative volume around this company today, considering she had big news? Okay, it is a nice increase. It's almost 100% increase on the volume, but we are way, way under the radar. We're on the NASDAQ, and she's doing less than 20,000 shares a day as a daily average over the last 30 days. Today, she almost did a 100% increase, jumping to almost 35,000. So the numbers themselves aren't that impressive, but it is an increase. So at least people are paying more attention to it right now. Maybe we should too. Share structure. Well, that's not too bad. Outstanding share count is about 45 million. The insiders own the lion's share, almost 30 million, and we get roughly half of that at about 15 million. 15 million is a decent float, though you need more shares moving than 20,000 shares or 40,000 shares. So I agree, we do need more volume, but now might be the best time to be looking at it. Market cap for the company, we are just over 34 million. This company making any money? I actually haven't looked yet. Yes, they are. And boy, did that take a jump. Remembering those 3 zeros, right? We're talking millions down here. 4 years ago, we were at 1.4 million. 2 years ago, we were at 2.6. And then it jumped 6-7 times, going up to 15.1 million. A huge increase in revenues. What's curious, though, is that their profits went down. With that huge increase in revenues, they made less money. Wonder why that is. Quarterly. Oh, that's even more confusing. We were at 2.7 million a year ago, 4 million after that, and just falling. And the last quarter in June was $196,000. They got to keep most of it. That's the good news. Outside of that, that's pretty sad looking right there. Take a look at the disclosures. Don't think there's anything here, but we'll check. 10/18, that's over a month ago, so we're really not too concerned about that. So we've got 2 deals that the company's involved with here. Recapturing heat, you're going to have to read and see what that one's about. And getting into cryptocurrency mining, we don't know which cryptocurrency they're going to mine. And AI data centers. It's all hot. It's all what we're looking for a hot chart. That's what we need. Just some wood to throw on the fire to get it burning. So let's go see how big that campfire is. We're back here at my playground, ready to have some more fun. We're looking at ticker CETY. This is Clean Energy Technologies. We're looking at a 1-day, 1-year chart. And there's a lot of interesting things I want to point out to you on this chart. First off, you can see she's been in a downtrend. But we had a huge jump here. Now that jump went from a 52-week low of 45 cents to a 52-week high of $2.39, crushing that 200. But what this here is, folks, is what I call the directional intentional spike. When you have a bar start from wherever the price is at, the bar itself, the solid bar, does not go through the 200. I don't care how far down it is. It just doesn't break it, but it spits out a wick up over that 200. The higher, the better. The very next bar cannot fall any lower than where the first one started. So this is a token sign to me that the stock is going to run, and normally run to and through the 200. Well, by golly, she took a little dip here and then blasted off from all the way down here at 63 cents up to $2.01 right there. You're looking at a 300% run. Now, she did start falling back. She came down here, and right now you can see we've got a good, strong bounce going with a big bar right here breaking through our 50. Now, what I was noticing here are the oscillators. My PPO is just about ready to do a crossover here. Get on top of that pink line. It's climbing. My ADX, trend continuation, I purposely put this underneath my PPO because between the two, it makes patterns that I can see real quick and easy, and we got a pattern here. You see that fish mouth, how it's opening up like that, getting wider? When my ADX is falling, trend continuation, all trend continuation needs to be as a straight line, and it says you have a trend going. Soon as the line changes direction, your trend has changed directions. Well, when these two are getting wider and wider and wider, guaranteed 100% your stock is climbing. So if you're waiting to see if the trend is ending, you can watch these two, and if either line changes direction, it's quit climbing. Doesn't mean it's falling, but it's not climbing anymore, so it's a great indicator. We've also got a crossover right here. We just had a crossover, and she's coming up to her signal line, and we've got lots of green bars getting bigger and bigger and bigger, each one of them. And we are fast approaching the overbought here at 62 right now. Now that's on the yearly chart. I'm really impressed with the yearly chart. This is our 4-hour, 6-month chart. We had that big run here. You can see our 200 haul turned blue. Once it turned blue, she started to rip. She gets a lot of heat off of that 200 haul when it starts turning up. She had that strong run and then went into a downtrend here, hitting a low of about 60 cents. Right now she's at 91 cents, just up underneath that 200. This is a breakout attempt. She's floating on that 9-day, not going anywhere below it. All of our other MAs are now turned up and starting to climb. And look at our 200 haul. It just turned blue. This is when the real strength comes into the picture. It just turned blue and she is already chugging. Look at how big these green bars are getting. And she's pushing towards that 200. Our oscillators, our PPO is climbing hard and fast. MACD is climbing hard. Broke through the signal line. Lots of green bars. And our RSI is all the way up there at virtually 76. This is looking good on the 4-hour chart. Bet it looks good on the hourly too. It does, folks. That is a sweet chart. This is a perfect atypical breakout. When your price is deep underneath the 200 and they're both coming downhill and then the 200 starts to level off, she is just starting to level off. She actually broke through a little early. You normally don't see breakouts when the 200 is falling. So honestly, looking at the chart, even though we have all these golden crosses about to occur, once the 20 and maybe the 50 hit the 200 and get up just a little bit, I think we're going to see the price come down to the 200. It needs time to level off and go flat. And when it goes flat, the price will come down and jump on it, up and down, making sure it's firm and strong. It's a support, and she's going to build something on it, and she's going to start to climb. And right now, everything here says we are in a trend change at this very, very moment. All of our oscillators are looking good. Every single one of them is climbing, and we are in the overbought right now, just at about 71. 15-minute, 5-day chart, outstanding. We got a low bubble in this corner of 67 cents and a high bubble, 67 cents, and a high bubble up here of 94 cents. That's what you want to see. Low in this corner, high in that corner. Doesn't matter what went on in between. That is an uptrend. Everything is looking sweet. The price is floating on our 9-day. We had one bounce off of the 20 and the 50 here. Outside of that, she has not come back down at all. This price is very light. You can see our 200-day MA was falling. It's flat right in this region right here, and now it is starting to climb. And all of our oscillators are showing signs of strength. Our PPO is starting to climb right now. Our MACD did cool off with this drop right there. She came underneath, but right now it looks like she's coming back up. And our RSI is clear up there at 65. 55 is cool. Anything under 55 is cold. Anything above 55 is getting warm. And anything over 70 is bloody hot. Well, right now we're at about 65, so she's looking pretty good. I'm liking CETY. She's got catalysts in the right zones, AI and cryptocurrency mining. Plus, she's got that other deal. Now, these are only memorandums of understanding, which means if a press release comes out about a letter of intent being signed, they're moving forward, there could be another strong bounce on this. But the chart is set up right now. So again, put CETY on your watch list. It's free to do, and there's not a limited number of boxes on your watch list, so get it in there. It isn't going to hurt you, and it may help. All right, let's go take a look at one more hot penny stock. Last stock we're taking a look at also comes from the NASDAQ. This is a Floridian company, MSP Recovery, ticker LIFW. Now, don't let that W deter you. It's not a warrant. I know I say warrants have W's at the end. That one is actually part of her ticker. But she does have a warrant, LIFWW. So there is a W at the end of the warrant, just not that one there. So LIFW, this was a company brought to my attention by somebody on the free members page. They've been coming for over a month, really good at scalping. They'll scalp 10 trades in a day and win 8 of them. And they're constantly bringing in hot charts for us to consider. Well, he brought this one in late today, LIFW. And though it didn't look prime for scalping, it did look hot. I thought it was worthy of sharing with you. The problem here, though, is that I really don't have a catalyst. I've got a hot piece of news just over 30 days ago, and we've got a bad, sad filing just a few days ago. But I'm really not concerned about that because hot charts have a tendency of running regardless of what the news is, regardless of fundamentals. There are a lot of people out there that strictly play technicals. They only look at the chart. They don't look at the news. They don't look at the fundamentals. They have no idea what's going on with the company. They see a breakout. Lots of other people see the breakout. People play the breakout. That's a green light. You just go when the green light's there. So I'm really not too worried about it, but I'm going to share with you what I did find. So LIFW, let's call her Life. Life finished the day at 12 cents, and she was up just a little over 8%. As I said, she too is on the NASDAQ. So bypassing this description, which isn't real clear, let's dive into the most recent news press. The company was founded in 2014. LifeWallet has become a Medicare, Medicaid, commercial, and secondary payer reimbursement recovery leader, disrupting the antiquated healthcare reimbursement system with data-driven solutions to secure recoveries from responsible parties. Sounds to me like they're a collection agency, chasing people for payments. LifeWallet provides comprehensive solutions for multiple industries, including healthcare, legal, and sports NIL, whatever NIL stands for. I'm sure somebody will comment. So looking at the news, we've got two pieces of news here, kind of old. One is back in August. LifeWallet announces a new pharmaceutical antitrust settlement totaling $3.1 million. I'm going to presume that's all their money. And the other piece of news came out just over a month ago at the beginning of October. LifeWallet acquires the assignment of additional Medicare, Medicaid claims with an overall paid amount exceeding $10.6 billion, comprised of over 450,000 Medicare members. They also announced they have secured a waiver of acceleration on a second loan agreement in the event of negative growing concerns. So what it sounds like here is they have acquired access to over 450,000 Medicare and Medicaid members that owe money. I think that's what this is all about. And they get to chase it down, and that equals out to $10.6 billion. Now, I don't know if they get to keep all that or not. And I may have my facts wrong here, folks, because I have not dove into these news presses. I'm just showing you what's going on. If you want to know the actual facts, follow behind me doing your own due diligence. Absolutely. The last thing I want to share with you is a Form 4. Form 4s are filed whenever the insiders buy or sell the company's shares. Now, they can actually acquire them and dispose of them in a lot of different ways. But we're primarily concerned when they buy them and sell them, because normally this is a token sign of something. Well, believe it or not, Palantir Technologies is an insider. They own enough of the company to be considered part owner. Well, they, on the last day of October, had multiple sales. On the 30th, the 31st, and the 1st of November, they sold 55,000, 381,000, 337,000 worth of shares. But I'm really not concerned about that because that's less than, it's like 700,000 shares. It's less than 1 million. And they've got 4.6 million. After the sale, they got 3.9 million. So it's not like they're abandoning ship. I don't know what the reason here is. You can normally see reasons underneath the explanation of response, but this doesn't give us a lot of insight to why they did it, just how they bought them for what price. So let's take a look at the relative volume for Life. Well, holy cow! Did I miss something? Did I miss something? Look at the volume increase. Going from just under 3 million a day over the last 30 days to just over 39 million. You're talking 13 times her normal volume. That's an incredible jump, and I didn't see any catalyst here. Wow. Share structure for Life. Don't know what the float is. Outstanding share count is pretty decent. We're at about 22 million. The insiders are going to own something. Subtract that from the outstanding share count. That's your float. We're going to have a pretty decent float here. Market cap for the company, currently we're at about 2.3 million. Financials, it's a mystery to me. 13 up to 14 up to 23 down to 7. Holy cannoli, look at that though. Look at that. It's bad enough that the revenues have dropped considerably, dropping 66% from last year, 22 to 2023. But look at the profit margin. They were making less than $15 million in 2020 and 2021. 2022, they lost $245 million and only made 23. In 2023, they made $7.7 million and lost $470 million, almost $500 million. How the do you do that? Some more due diligence is required. Oh, God, that's horrific. I don't care what their revenues are. Look at the cost of the revenues. What the heck are they doing? Who are they paying? They're losing lots of money, hand over fist right now. You know, I wasn't going to do this, but I just want to see. Cash and cash equivalents in the bank, they got about $7 million. Wow. Total assets, $2.9 billion. What's their liabilities? $2.6 billion. So we are holding $261 million worth of stockholder equity in this company, even though she's losing a ton of money right now. And I've already shown you the most recent filing. That was the Form 4. So let's go take a look at the chart. We really don't have anything good going on except the volume came pouring in out of nowhere. For what reason? I know there's got to be a reason. Maybe check Twitter. While you're doing that, I'm going to go get my chart set up. Taking a look at ticker LIFW. This is MSP Recovery's 1 day, 1 year chart. And as you can see, she has been in a downtrend for a long time. She's been flat for a long time. She had an excessive 52-week high here. She spiked from about $8 up to $17.47, falling back down to that 8 range and then toppling down here to about 70 cents. And she's been trickling downhill for many, many months, hitting a 52-week low here on November 1st of 9 cents. Jumping down to our 6-month 4-hour view. We got a high in April of 264 and a downtrend this entire time. And right now it looks like she's setting up for a breakout. She was going sideways here, poked her head through the 200, poked her head through the 200, and then took a dip down to the low bubble. Came back up, went sideways, and then we had another directional intentional spike. Far as I'm concerned, this is a 9 out of 10 chance this thing is going to break out. What is it exactly? I'll explain it again. From home, wherever the price is sitting, we get a solid bar up to, but never over the 200. Just up to it. Doesn't have to get close. Just don't go over it. But then it spits out a wick to and through the 200. And the higher it goes, the better. The next bar cannot come down any lower than where this bar started. If I see that, I know it is setting up for a breakout. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to break out immediately. It means it's setting up for it, and we now watch. We got strong volume today, and our oscillators, our PPO is starting to climb, getting ready to cross over. Our MACD is pushing up. It's a little cool right now, and our RSI is a bit cool. That's down at 49. Take a look at our 20-day 1-hour view. Well, this is looking good. We were underneath the 200. We had a nice breakthrough, but not breakout. Breakthrough means you're going up and coming right back down. Breakout means you get over it and just keep running like a dog out of the pen. This came back underneath, hitting this low, going sideways. And right here you can see she is breaking out. As she was going sideways without climbing, she was going through all the MAs. Crossed the 20, the 200 haul, the 50. When she got on top of the 50, the bars got big. She sat on the 50 for a day, then had that big jump. Look at our bar. Our bar went up to it, but not through it. But the second bar did come down. However, and I don't want to confuse you here, this second bar is a pillar. You can find these anywhere. And when I see a pillar, I expect a big jump. A pillar is when the solid bar stays above its MA. There's the 9. That's where it's at. The wick goes through numerous MAs. It went through the 9. It went through the 20. It went through the 50. This is like sand, dirt, and bedrock. It's a pillar. It's a foundation going deep into the ground. When I see a directional intentional spike and I see a pillar, I expect there to be a strong jump. So right now, I'm thinking that this is going to come down to our 200-day haul. Notice when it jumped, as soon as this turned blue, we had our big jump. I'm expecting this to actually drop right down to this 200 at about 10 cents, 11 cents, wherever it is when it starts climbing, and it is going to get slapped. And it's going to move fast. And it's going to go back through all these MAs that just came down under and to and through the 200. So from the 200 haul and above the 200 MA is where I expect to run. Then I expect it to pull back down to the 200. But this looks like it is setting up, folks. Our oscillators are a bit cool right now because everything is dipping. But that doesn't mean she isn't setting up. 5-day, 5-minute. Our 200 was on a downtrend here. Went flat right in this area. She is starting to push off of that 200 now, bouncing off of it a few times. I expect another bounce as it is starting to climb. I expect this to start climbing. Now, the big news from what I saw on Twitter, I went and checked Twitter while you were checking it out too, is the news we read. That $10.6 billion worth of recovery is going to be their money. So that was big news, and it was a month ago. And we expect that that news can probably get this thing to start climbing. Our oscillators, well, it's been falling. It's been falling, so all the oscillators are falling. What we see, though, is everything is starting to level off. Everything has gone flat and starting to actually climb. Our RSI is actually starting to climb. So right now would be a real good time to be watching this for an entry. You may want to get into this. Watch this thing tomorrow morning. It doesn't look like it has a lot of activity pre-market, after-market, but I would be, it can. It can, folks. So I'd be watching this stock early. Ticker LIFW. Hopefully I've given you some stocks here to consider. We didn't go through all the information because I wanted to share more. More is fun. Do your own due diligence, folks, but it isn't going to hurt to put them on your watch list. We are talking about day trades, getting in, getting out fast. Don't hold these stocks unless you do your due diligence. And even if they are on the NASDAQ, study the management. Management can make or break any company. I appreciate your time, folks. Hope I shared something valuable. Remember, the more you know, the more you're going to grow. See you, folks.